Hey everybody, Chris with Up North Air Gunner. So the last few years in the airgun industry, and specifically for us big bore airgun hunters, we've been waiting for a production airgun that can shoot 700 foot-pounds of energy, bone stock from the factory, from the manufacturer, without any tinkering. And we've been waiting for that for the last few years. And I am so happy to let you know that I'm here today to tell you that that platform is in the Airforce Texan. And specifically the Airforce Texan 45 with a brand new carbon fiber bottle setup they have paired with a TX2 Valve. This is a 3,625 PSI bottle. So what's great about that is most of us will have a 4,500 PSI tank. So most of us big bore air gunners, this is usually part of the purchasing process when we're buying one of these. And so if you haven't, definitely get a large 4,500 PSI tank. Definitely helps with filling. And so what that's gonna do for us is at 3,625 PSI, you're gonna get multiple fills on this bottle with one of your tanks. So this first test that you're gonna see, this is just to show what this rifle can do. You know, would I be hunting with the size of slugs that I'm gonna be showing you here in a second? Probably not. I really don't need 750 foot-pounds of energy to hunt the whitetail deer that I hunt. But what I do want is that additional velocity. And so this is an extremely important thing that I really want you guys to be considering as you're getting into big bore air gunning. The foot-pounds of energy, quite honestly, we have proven that anything above 300 foot-pounds of energy is gonna be more than enough to harvest a deer, you know. But as you get out to further distances, if you wanna be using hollow points and get them to expand to their maximum expansion, you really need that velocity. You know, and furthermore, big bore air gunting has always kind of been plagued by the high looping nature of these slugs. You know, shooting these 350 plus grain projectiles, I mean, that's a pretty loopy trajectory out to 100 yards. And so what I'm excited about this platform and this additional amount of power that we're getting out of a completely bone stock Airforce Texan covered by a lifetime warranty, no tinkering, is that you're going to get a super flat trajectory to that game animal. So for me, as a deer hunter, you know what? I want to stay in a zone like this, the hearts and the lungs, as flat as possible. The deer that I hunt, I don't have time to take out my rangefinder and figure out are they 80, 90, 100. And so anybody who hunts in the deep woods and the swamps, kind of like I do here in Michigan, you don't have time like you do out west to be ranging to deer in a hunting situation. Sometimes you might have like a split second to make that decision if you're gonna take that shot or not. This platform takes so much of that guesswork out of it. So for instance, if I'm gonna be shooting, let's say like a 290 grain Nick Nielsen slug out of this thing, that is gonna be zipping at such a flat trajectory, I can basically put crosshairs dead on that vital zone, pull the trigger 100 yards and not have to worry about anything. I mean, that's gonna be a straight line shot right into the vitals. So yeah, the early antlerless season is actually starting tomorrow. I'm gonna be using this gun completely unmodified. I'm gonna basically do some velocity testing, zero it, and I'm gonna head out into the woods with it and see what we can do. So I'm pretty excited about being able to get my hands on one of the very first production Airforce Texan carbon fiber bottle setups to show you guys what we can do with these things. Yep, and so I'm gonna be slinging these 520 grain Mr. Hollow Point slugs for a test and see what we can do. And again, we are right at 3,600 PSI. Yeah, let's see what these will do. Let's go. 814 feet per second. That is absolutely massive. Massive. Oh my God. That is absolutely nuts. Okay, right, so the setting the camera on the bag trick did not work. We're gonna set it up for this next shot using the tripod, and I've got this little phone adapter for my tripod, so hopefully that'll keep it in place. But yeah, just so much air coming out of this thing, it just knocked that phone over. So let's try that. So yeah, we're out here at deer camp, got it set up. So the other thing is I've moved down to the NSA 290 grain slugs. Reason being is I want to shoot these as fast as possible, as flat as possible to get that maximum expansion. So with all this additional power coming out of the TX2 Valve paired with the carbon fiber bottle, so with this specific slug with 290 grains, I'm not shooting this very loopy trajectory that you see with lower velocity big bore air guns. So I've backed it out here to 100 yards, gonna take a 3-shot group, kind of verify things, and yeah, let's see what it's gonna do. Here we go. That would be 3 dead deer right there. So yep, we're gonna pack things up, get ready for tomorrow's hunt, get some sleep tonight, and yeah, head out to the woods. So all morning long I was hearing deer basically come out of the corn, come into the edge of that woods area where there were some berries, but they kept going back into the corn. So yeah, with this early season, with the corn being up like this, they know they've got a place to hide back in those cornfields. So the other cool thing about this morning was very much having to practice some trigger discipline. So yeah, this little tree rat came in, sounded like a 10-point buck for about 2 minutes coming in behind me, and he came in and yeah, he got lucky on this one. Of course, being the early antlerless deer season, I had to have this monster buck come in and basically sit in my lap. This deer literally came in like a ghost. I did not hear him at all. Next thing I knew, he was right next to me, probably like 10 yards away. So yeah, I wanted to use this clip of this buck in the video because it actually proves a point. So using a red dot or up to maybe like a 3 power magnification optic is really ideal when you're deer hunting, especially in the thick woods like this. I see a lot of shooters wanting to get into big bore air gun hunting for deer, and they're looking at like these optics that, you know, are 10 power, 15 power. Great for long range shooting, but just absolutely horrible for deer hunting. And you can see right here, this buck was on me like in a blink of an eye, moving through the woods pretty quick. And, you know, so you can see in this, just a matter of seconds, I basically got maybe just a brief moment where I could have gotten a clean shot to the vitals. So really important to be shooting with that lower magnification optics. So the ATN line of optics is an absolute awesome choice because you can record your hunt and go back and review this. But yeah, it kind of goes to show 3 power magnification is pretty much ideal. All right, so I finally got some doe to come in off of the corn. They came in, started eating the berries, but they were in and out really quick. This one right here might have shown the vital shot that I was looking for just for a brief second, but there was still a bit of brush in the way. I really didn't want to take that shot. So yeah, I wanted to wait for another high percentile shot because this definitely was not it. All right, so here we go. The deer finally came out from behind those trees, gave me a hard quartering shot. This is a shot that I typically would have passed on in the past with a big bore air gun. So with a shot like this, you're gonna need maximum penetration. So I knew, you know, slinging so much more energy now with that TX2 valve and the carbon fiber bottle. So if I knew if I placed this shot just right, come back a bit in the vitals. You can probably start like in the liver area or the very back of the lungs. That hard quartering shot, if all goes well, this is going to end up in the front quarter of that deer. So check that out. At impact, we got immediate blood trail. That right there is a game changer. All right, so I took the shot, I paced it off. It was at 65 yards, lacing it between those trees, between those birch trees. She was standing right in front of this tree here. And we've got an immediate blood trail. That is some good blood trail. Just so hard to see, even with a good blood trail like this right now, early season. Oh, there we go. There's some good right there. So much red actually in here on the leaves. Oh, there we go. Oh, there she is. She took a nosedive into there. And of course, this is gonna be fun, trying to get this out. What a great blood trail. Wow, look at that. I needed that accuracy to get through that trees. I had to lace that shot between all those birch trees. 65 yards, but she was quartering away. Here we go. Awesome. Well, there she is, everybody. The Airforce Texan with the new TX2 valve with the new 3600 PSI bottle. 65-yard shot. She was quartering away. Took the high lung and basically went in the back rear quarter. And that slug has probably got to be in the front left quarter of the other lung. She went down in, I paced it off, maybe 25 yards with the Nick Nielsen 290 grain hollow points. Man, I heard it too. It was the whack. She did the old mule kick. Awesome sign. 25 yards, went straight down. Awesome, awesome blood trail. with those NSA 290s. So I think this year Nick actually opened up the hollow point a bit on those 290s. There you go. Results are right there, baby. So that 290 grain slug is just zipping out of the Airforce Texan with the TX2 valve. So hopefully when I pull out the slug, we'll see some massive expansion. But there you go. Look at that. It went right through that shoulder.
Right, yep. Right, yep. Like you said, through the shoulder bone.
Yep. Look at that hunk of lead. Awesome. Okay. So here you go. You can see where the shot entered into the deer, right in the rear part of the lungs, maybe got the liver a little bit, but it punctured both lungs, broke through the front shoulder, and ended up in the rear hide of the deer. So this definitely goes to show you that this new TX2 valve paired with the carbon fiber bottle is absolutely massive, and this really just opened up a whole bunch of different shots at different distances that maybe I would not have tried before. So definitely impressed with this. So if you're considering getting into the Airforce Texan platform, definitely check out airgundepot.com. They have this great definitive guide on their website. Really helps with the purchasing process. Definitely check that out. So also go to airgunsporting.org, check out their interactive map that they've got now underneath the laws section. You can click on every one of the states and see what the current airgun regulations are for hunting. From there, you can actually follow links directly to the wildlife agency for that state that determines the rules, regulations, and laws if you can hunt with big bore air guns. So check it out.